Hey, my babies. I can't even tell you how much I missed you all. It's been a while since we've spoken, and most of you know that I lost my mom last year, but what you might not know is that a year later, I lost my dad this year as well. So it's been a little tough. I'm also happy to announce that my husband and I are super close to welcoming a baby who is due in just a matter of weeks now. So it's definitely been a whirlwind for sure. Lots of pain, lots of lows, but still some joys in there too. I had so many days where I didn't feel like myself, and that's really why I stopped the show because, I want to give you my best or nothing at all. So please, guys, keep me and my family in your prayers as I also keep you and yours lifted up as well. I love you all. So glad to be back. Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Shalia Speaks is the umbrella that the Shalia brand stands under. Whether it's coaching sessions, books, or speaking, Shalia Speaks is the vehicle that gets my voice out to you all. Visit shaliavinny.com and book a coaching session, find out more about me, grab one of my books, and more. I can't wait to connect more with you. Hello, and welcome to the Girl Which Way podcast, the show that exists because life is a journey, but you still need direction. Grab your tribe and get ready, because each episode we'll be talking about our real life issues, answering questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal and learn. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today's show is for those of you who are currently in a situationship and believing it's love, or you're done with someone and having a hard time coping because, love. Let's talk about it. You don't want to miss this one. You read about it in books and you sing about it in songs. Romantic movies are literally based upon it. You've probably felt it yourself. You know that it factor, that feeling of being head over heels in love with someone, the L word. You meet someone and instantly hit it off. There's a vibe, there's a connection. You develop strong feelings real quick. You may call those first powerful feelings of attraction love. I'm so sorry to tell you, they're not. Infatuation, or the first stage of love in a relationship, is really your body playing tricks on you. Your body produces chemicals which affect your emotions and convinces you that your soulmate is at your front door. Your physical body is just primed and waiting to find someone to mate with, to form a relationship with, so that reproduction and continuation of humanity can occur. But the biology of love doesn't care whether the person will be an excellent lifelong partner. That's your job. Your biology is simply what brings you together and attracts you to the person. Infatuation is an initial aspect in most, if not all, romantic relationships, no matter what your sexual orientation is. Infatuation occurs for most at the beginning of a relationship. For others, it could come after a deep friendship that happens to turn into romance. But we need to talk about the chemical nature of infatuation because falling in love is exciting. You know the last crush you had. You remember how powerful those feelings were, but you really might be surprised to learn that those feelings were due to chemical reactions in your body. The chemicals your body creates when it's strongly attracted to another person activates portions of the limbic brain. This is the part of the brain that creates emotions. In the case of infatuation, phenylethylamines are produced by the brain. These lead to the euphoric feeling that you often experience that you might think is love. Phenylethylamine stimulates the production of other chemicals such as endorphins, dopamine, and norepinephrine, the love drugs. These result in feelings of euphoria and increased feelings of energy and joy. These are all of the feelings, like the whole trifecta, that are associated with being in love. Because once dopamine enters the picture, oxytocin follows. Oxytocin, what does it do, guys? It increases the desire for cuddling and touch. It's also known as the bonding hormone, increasing the feelings of connections that we have with other people. So the more you cuddle, the more you have sex, the more you feel like you're getting connected to someone, the more oxytocin is produced. Oxytocin is a crucial chemical in long-term bonding with your partner, your spouses, and even your kids. It's not just for the early stages of a relationship. Chemicals act on certain parts of your brain, and these love chemicals act upon the pleasure centers of the brain specifically, as well as those which control sexual response and aggression. This is why infatuation leads to the strong desire to have sex, as well as the negative aggressive effects of jealousy. Physically, the person feeling in love, quote unquote, experiences increased heart rate and blood pressure, a loss in appetite, and an increased sense of well being. Emotionally, this state of euphoria blocks seeing the faults everyone else can see. This is why they say love is blind. But what's the best part? When we have sex, our brains release these same happy chemicals, and those are what has you driving around stalking the person at 2 a.m. trying to figure out where they are. Your orgasm is powerful on your sexual organs, but the effect that it has and those chemicals that go into your brain are even more dangerous than you ever did know. Okay, so now that we understand the biology of our emotions, we need to understand ourselves better. Because if we fail to acknowledge our feelings, we will never grow to be better. We're often so desperate to be wanted that we rush in and dive in head first. We give our bodies and quickly get lost in the pleasure. But the problem with pleasure is that it's temporary. Once you've climaxed, you feel it in your gut that something's missing. The problem then is that it's not really the physical act of sex that you truly crave, it's the intimacy. You want to be touched and admired, and you want to cuddle, you want to go places, you want to laugh at stupid jokes together. You desire to feel safe and cared for and to know that someone truly sees and has you at the end of the day. That is why you're never satisfied. That's why you mourn situationships when they fail. Even though you know that that relationship never did serve you, it's the realization that it'll never be anything close to what you had envisioned in your mind that really triggers you. You secretly thought that you could change them or somehow make them love you back. It's the realization that you no longer have a bed buddy that you feel comfortable with anymore, and you won't get to be in their presence anymore. There is comfort in familiarity. Even if it isn't love, the familiarity you create with that person can be confusing when it's gone. Because one thing is for sure, even sex can get muddied when you're lonely. Calling all the time, paying attention to you, going out, sending you money, sending you gifts, even saying I love you or making false promises can look a lot like love. Because let's face it, people say and do things they don't mean in the heat of the moment when they're going through the motions. You could really believe you're special and that the relationship is evolving into something real. All of the above things can be manipulated in the right situation or at the right moment and have you reading more into things than you should. But love? No. Love looks more like respect, trust, sacrifice, commitment, communication, forgiveness, common goals, planning for a future that actually includes each other. Don't be confused by the bedroom theatrics or kind gestures or even what someone says. Look at what they do and how they show up for you to see where your real priorities are really lying with them. What does it matter if you vibe in the heat of the moment, but they purposely choose someone else? Or they let you know that they like you, but they see no future for you. Never let someone tell you they don't want you twice. Be informed, and most importantly, be realistic. Do not make up scenarios in your mind or pretend it's more to the person than it really is. If you can't handle your feelings, you have no business putting yourself out there in such a way because you're definitely going to get hurt. Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Shalia Speaks is the umbrella that the Shalia brand stands under. Whether it's coaching sessions, books, or speaking, Shalia Speaks is the vehicle that gets my voice out to you all. Visit shaliavinny.com and book a coaching session, find out more about me, grab one of my books, and more. I can't wait to connect more with you. So we've been discussing sex, love, and situationships. Whether you find yourself involved in something right now or you're trying to heal from one, here's some suggestions. Be with others. Spend time with people who actually care about you. Friends, family, even romantic interests. You don't need to rush into anything. You just need to cleanse your heart of the pain. And one way to do so is to surround yourself with love. Number 2. Exercise to produce natural endorphins. Those sex hormones are no joke because they make you feel amazing. But the good news is we can mimic some of those feel-good vibes by exercising. When we exercise, our body releases happy hormones as well, and it clears our bodies of toxins and stress. Plus, your body will do what needs to be done, and you will look and feel your best. Win-win. Number 3, avoid dwelling on the person that you lost. Stop kicking yourself and blaming yourself for catching feelings. You are human after all. Try to remember that what someone does to you or how they treat you is only your fault if you allow them to keep misusing you. Once you can honestly see what it is, remove yourself. Don't let the person who love bombed you or ghosted you win. Remember who you are and let the dead rest in peace. We don't have time for that around here. Number 4, time. Give yourself time. Stop rushing to heal and get over things. Sit in it all and accept your feelings. You have to, or you'll never be able to grow or heal because you're just going to be too anxious and pretending like nothing ever happened. It did. And now you have a choice. You're either going to repeat or retreat and learn from it. You got caught up, and that's okay. Number 5, remain open. Do not let this situation turn you cold. I beg of you. Please don't be the person who has something go wrong for them and then they become so jaded that they can't be open to receive anything else in the future, even if it's good for them. Don't let this person steal your joy and your power for who knows how far into the future. It's okay to be hurt, but throw your pity party, clean it up, and get back to it. You don't deserve to miss out on the good things to come because you can't stop looking behind you. Stand up. Don't get caught up in the rapture of your hormones and think they mean true love. The gravitational pull you may be feeling towards someone doesn't mean it's meant to be. Did you know that research actually shows that the intensity of infatuation or feelings do not appear to be predictors of long-term love? In fact, there are even studies that show that the more intense the initial feelings, the less likely the relationship is to continue long-term. I mean, talk about crash and burn. It's the part where they said the more intense your initial feelings are in the beginning, the less likely the relationship is to continue long term. Now, why do you think that is? Because those intense feelings are simply lust and they're not built on anything tangible or concrete. Once one or both of you moves on or shifts focus, it's easy to see why it couldn't have lasted. Don't sell yourself short. Never want someone in your life so badly that you lower your standards to have them. Y'all know what I mean. Situationships, being the side chick, the side dude, okay to be down for whatever as long as you get a little time here and there. You owe more to yourself than to be somebody's afterthought, second choice, or a name in their little black book that they call when they need to satisfy their sexual urges. Stop dealing with married people and people who prove to you again and again that they don't want you and you're not a priority to them, and people who purposely make themselves unavailable to you until it's time to get busy. These situations don't end well for anyone involved. Don't let anyone drag you down that far. It's not even worth it. Be honest with yourself and admit to yourself that if sex was off the table, you'd have nothing in common and you wouldn't even see the person you're so drunk in love about. Does that sober you up? Listen, today's show has not been pretty, but some of you really needed to hear it. It's not love, babe. It's in fact not even close to being love. That's why deep down it doesn't feel right to you and your gut is screaming that this isn't it. Stop ignoring it. When it's love, it will flow and it'll feel natural and like nothing you've ever had before. When it's lust or sex or anything else, it'll feel like, well, this. Lonely, sad, like you're missing something, like you're not a priority, like they don't have your back in a sense that they don't care. I want more for you, but you have to decide to want more for yourself first. No matter how low you've gone down or how big of a fool you've made yourself out to be for that person, past or present, it's not too late to turn things around. Besides, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always be where you've always been. If you're truly tired of being sick and tired, grow and make a decision to never look back because only you can change your circumstances. It hurts like hell, I get it, but this doesn't feel good either. I love you so much, and I am rooting for you. Today's show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform and share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and then ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. We will never let it rest. Till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and motivator, Shalia. Bye.